Maybe I'm still feeling the effects from trying to cast earlier, but all this walking is making me even more exhausted than usual. We keep walking until we find a good campsite. Liana says the large open space would be a good place for me to practice my wind magic in the morning. Amelia sparks a small campfire for us. Zach cooks up another delicious dinner, and by the time I'm done, I can barely keep my eyes open. The rest of the group is still up and talking, but as soon as they lay my head down, I tumble into a deep and fast sleep. The next day, Leon and I get up bright and early. We decide to practice sparring before the others wake up. Our swords clash with a score of heavy blows. Liana forces me backwards with a huge grin on her face. I'm breathing hard and struggling to keep up as my brows knit in concentration. Liana sweeps my blade aside and comes back around. But I swing in time to deflect it. Her face brightens and she seems pleasantly surprised.
Wow, that's great! You're getting much better.
You didn't even die! That's what it sounds like to me. Really? Liana's grin turns devilish.
Hi-ya!
She lunges and I let out a sharp cry, barely raising my sword in time. Her movements quicken and she strikes harder. Please, Liana, this isn't how I want to die! I struggle to keep up, but I manage to hold my own. Manage, being the operative word. Ultimately, Liana's final move knocks me to the ground. I groan, blinking up at the sky. It's hard to breathe and the wind knocked out of me. Are sparring's always going to end like this? Liana's face appears over mine. She smiles brightly, and I think I'm in love.
That was so much better.
Your eyes are like the sky. No. I lost again, though.
This time. But you're getting stronger and stronger every time.
Not really about strength. It's more about skill, just general technique. You know, strength can be a part of it, but again, skill. You just need to learn. Reflexes and so on. That cheers me up a little. Liana extends her hand and helps me up.
Let's switch gears. You've been doing really well with sparring, so we should practice your magic training. You need to learn to refine your cast.
Okay. I know she's right, so I nod. I feel more confident about it now that I know I can cast. I think back on the countless previous training sessions and the frustration that came with it. Even though I know I still might have much to learn before I reach anywhere near Liana's level, I'm just glad to be part of those early stages. Dude, I'm casting magic. It's fucking...
Alright, practice channeling your energy through your manipulator. And this time, keep your focus on where you want to cast.
Right. Skirts and updrafts. I knew it. I knew that was... Brain? No. Focus on a rock. Float the pongo. Okay. Won't lie. I kind of want to float the pongo. But I'm going to try this, and if it doesn't work, it's not canon. Or, okay, by not work, if something bad happens because of it. I think you have a great idea, hopefully. Now, Thorn, we know us and thinking, not a good combination. I take a deep breath, focusing on the energy coursing through me. A cool trickle of magic surges down my arm. The pongo wiggles around, trying to get back on the ground.
What are you doing?
I'm floating him. The longer the pongo stays in the air, the more concerned he becomes in the heart. Oh, he struggles. Damn it. Hey, hold still.
Don't drop him!
I try to keep him steady, but the more the pongo panics, the more difficult it is for me to concentrate and keep control. Sweat beads on my face to try to keep the pongo afloat. Liana rushes close and I lose my concentration. The pongo falls in the air and lands right in Liana's outstretched arms, thank God. Liana cuddles him close.
Don't worry, I've got you.
Yeah, I don't apparently.
Boy.
Uh-huh. Once the pongo calms down, Liana lets him go. He hops out of her arms and back to the ground. He does an experimental bounce to make sure he stays grounded, then jiggles happily. Liana smiles as the pongo shuffles off, and then turns to me. Just give me 5 seconds head start. That's all I'm asking. Sorry?
Maybe we we should pick something more suitable for you to practice on.
Huh. Yeah, okay. Rock. My attention lays on a rock nearby. How do I want to do this? Oh god, another choice. Underwhelming or overwhelming? I mean, I don't know. I could see either one of these having a pro and a con. Like, overwhelming, you know, you try harder and you, like, blow the rock up or something. Or you could accidentally cause something much worse to happen. Underwhelming, well, I mean, you know, you're just practicing, right? So just try to lift the rock or get it to move or something. But at the same time, it could be like, oh, you're not trying hard enough. I don't know. I'm going with underwhelming and see where that gets me. I close my eyes and focus. That familiar energy trickles down my arm. Wind spirals from my gauntlet, but I can't seem to summon enough. The rock levitates just barely off the ground. My arm shakes with effort to keep it there. Leona sends out a whoosh of air, strong and calm. The rock lifts up a little higher. She smiles.
That's better. You're doing well. You just need to focus on summoning more energy.
Leona looks around and points at a large rock.
Try again on this rock.
Okay. I take a deep breath, cling to my mind, and cast again. As usual, a solid gust of wind bursts forth, and I steadily float the rock in the air. Leona claps her hands together, a wide grin on her face.
Yes, that's it.
Hey, I'm doing it! Yeah. The Pongo glances at the floating rock curiously. Don't go near it. In one motion, he jumps right into the rock. Okay. The movement startles me, and the rock jolts in midair. Get down from there. The Pongo wobbles precariously, and I can feel the nerves setting again as I fight to steady the rock.
It's okay. Don't panic. Just keep your focus. Try to float them towards you.
Is this really wind magic or the force? Alright. It's just heavier now, so I had to adjust my energy output. I breathe in and out and refocus. The rock stops swaying. I like to think that in that case, what he's doing is just being like, he's just trying, he's spouting out words he thinks sound right to try to make himself sound smarter. Like, I totally know what I'm doing. I just had to refocus my energy output.
Good. Keep going.
Uh-huh. A strong breeze whisks around the Pongo, keeping him in place. I close my eyes and picture him floating closer.
You got this.
Out of my eyes, the rock with the Pongo floats closer and closer. A huge grin blooms across my face. It's working! Yeah. The Pongo jumps from the rock onto my head. As soon as the Pongo touches me, I lose my concentration, drop the rock. Uh-huh. Leona giggles.
Great job!
Thank you both. The Pongo wiggles on top of my head. Thanks for being a good sport. Leona giggles as I pat the Pongo. Oh.
I think that's enough training for today. You've made great progress.
Well, thanks. I have a great teacher and a wonderful little cheerleader. Thanks. I can feel the fatigue start to set in, and I'm grateful to Leona for ending the session.
Let's go rejoin the group.
Yeah, they should all be awake by now, I think. Leona nods, and the three of us return to camp. As I predicted, everyone else is awake and even have breakfast prepared. After we eat and clean up camp, we resume our journey. After a couple days' travel, we continued to journey along the path when I noticed thick clouds darken the sky. Kara and Leona cast worried glances above as a loud crack of thunder roils above.
This does not look promising.
No. Well, I mean, it looks like it promises rain, but...
We should find shelter. We don't want to be caught in this storm.
No, you don't say. I wanted us to walk through rain and mud and lightning with armor and stuff on. But no, you know what? Your idea just... I never would have thought of that. Thanks, Zach. Zach. Immediately across references where we are, the older Sims notes.
We are still quite a ways from Allendale.
Of course.
Then we'd better stop at the next city we see.
Or the next cave or overhang.
I think I have an idea of where we are. If I recall correctly, Wolfston should only be a few hours' travel. We can stop there.
Wolfston. That's a name that just inspires... well, definitely not safety or hope. Perhaps intrigue. Once agreed, we pick up the pace to combat the strengthening wind whipping at us and make course for Wolfston. Eventually, we see the tall towers of Wolfston. We shuffle the city gates of Wolfton, casting a worried glance at the ominous sky above Wolfton. The turbulent clouds don't look any less threatening than Wolfton. Sorry, they're just a little bit redundant. The people keep their heads down as they push past each other on the streets. They must be looking for shelter from the storm. I really like the area design, though, by the way. This is cool to look at. I like it. It's nice. I look at the surrounding buildings. Most are storefronts which blend into each other as if trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible. Okay, that doesn't sound shady at all. As we travel deeper into the town, a few opulent buildings loom in the sky. I guess where the better half lives. Leona shifts uncomfortably.
Is it just me, or are people staring at us?
Yeah, don't tell me none of you expected this. Looking around, notice all the furtive glances toward Leona as people give us a wide berth in passing.
No. They're staring at you.
What? Okay. So not quite on what I was expecting, but Zach's comment seems to make her even more anxious. Who wouldn't stare? Try to keep her hidden, she should ignore them. This just ignore them. Try to keep her hidden. This is dumb. I mean, it sounds the pragmatic choice, but at the same time, I don't know. It could be counterproductive. Like, it could be obvious. But this does sound like the wiser option. At the same time, this is effectively doing nothing. That's what it is. This and this both sound like just doing nothing. This sounds like the one that actually is going to have action, so hope. I step closer to try to block her from view. She blinks in surprise and gives me a small smile.
Thanks, but I'm not sure how much that will help.
Maybe it'll discourage her from staring.
When you remember what kind of town Wolfston is, it's no surprise everyone is staring at her.
Please elaborate, Miss Noir. I give Kara a questioning look. And what sort of town is it?
Let's just say that what happens in Wolfston stays in Wolfston.
And what you bring into Wolfston, you may not leave Wolfston with. Leona covers the sigil and manipulates it with one hand.
Maybe this isn't the best place for me to be advertising that I'm a part of the Mage Guild.
Mm-hmm. Zach nods.
Agreed. You're making them nervous.
The stairs remind me of when I first arrived in Meadow Hill. Should we find you a change of clothes to blend in more? I was wondering if someone's gonna suggest that.
That is a satisfactory suggestion, but perhaps it should be executed without the presence of Leanna. The longer she is in the streets, the more attention she draws.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Let's hurry up and find the inn. Leanna can stay there, and I'll help her find a more suitable outfit.
Cool. As the wind picks up, the more people creep out of shadowed alleyways as they seek shelter. I instinctively check my pockets. Something about this place has me on edge. Leanna is equally anxious. While Eamon's expression doesn't change, she does seem more alert than usual. Only Zach and Kara seem unaffected. Figures. Before long, we reach the inn. What's this? A different view? I let out a relieved breath as the fire crackling in the hearth warms me. Kara and Zach go to secure us rooms and food as the rest of us sit down in a secluded back corner. Although the lobby is full of people, it's more quiet near the inns we frequented. Ugh. Those patrons drink alone, and those in groups murmur softly, trying not to draw attention to themselves. Wow, could you be any more obvious? It's like, in trying to be nonchalant, you're actually being way more conspicuous. We roused a few curious glances as we walked in, but once we shuffled out of sight, people relaxed and forgot about us. The silence grows stifling as both Leona and Amelia wait for the rest of the group to come back. As I'm wondering if I should say something, Leona addresses Amy.
There's something that I've been wondering since Hearthpoint, but I haven't had a chance to ask.
Oh. Amy shifts her attention to Leona.
Your mother mentioned that it's taken you a while to get a field study approved.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is correct. I understand that such things take time as professors want to ensure the study is a proper fit for the student, but I will admit that I am beginning to become impatient.
She sighs. Which, of course, is why this happened. Yeah.
Was the process for your field study equally taxing?
Leona shakes her head.
No, I actually got the first one I applied for.
Okay, but what was it? Amy blinks and her eyes grow wide.
You were accepted upon your first application?
Yeah.
Okay, but again, so does this have something to do with their skill? Or again, maybe they thought whatever she applied for was very fitting for her skills. She stares at Liana.
Maybe the process is different for mage knights and mage casters.
Could also be that. Or maybe you're just special. Amy continues to stare. Liana looks at me and I shrug.
Amy?
I do not understand.
Understand what exactly? Elaborate. Specifically what?
I have completed all the prerequisites necessary to apply for a field study. I have even attended supplementary training to increase my potential for the selection. For all intents and purposes, I should be the most ideal candidate for the mandatory field study.
So that suggests that someone is intentionally keeping you from going out on a field study. So who and why?
Is it just your professor's recommendation that you need?
Correct, but I have been repeatedly told that the field study is not a good fit for me.
Liana rests her head in her hands as she thinks.
Do you think it has something to do with your age?
Amy frowns.
My age should not be an eligibility factor. I have proven myself to be capable enough to study as a mage caster.
This is pretty strange. And they haven't given you a specific reason why you keep getting declined?
Amelia shakes her head.
I am quite perplexed by the situation, especially now that I understand my difficulties are not standard.
Yeah. I can feel the frustration behind her words. Sounds like the Academy has it out for her, and I think she's only just started to realize that she's being treated differently. Well, it could be the Academy, or it could just be a select few people, or maybe just an individual. Professors, I think it's an age issue. That sucks. That sucks. I mean... Okay, this is stupid. For me, it's one of these two. You should talk to your professors, but, like... I mean... That's a later thing, right? Just saying that sucks. I mean, you're kind of empathizing, but at the same time, you're not contributing anything. But, I mean... Strictly speaking, you don't necessarily need to contribute to this conversation as opposed to just saying, like, yeah, that's, you know, you shouldn't have to deal with that. That's not right. I mean, sometimes that's all someone needs to hear, especially when the person who's saying it is an idiot and may otherwise do something or say something stupid. So this could be fine. I don't... It's been a while since I've done this. Right, even is top. Yeah, top is even, bottom is odd, and I rolled a nat 1. Yeah, you know what? That's So I'm gonna go with this then. Just in case that has any bearing on my fortune. I don't really know what to say in these kind of situations. Yeah, same. Oh god, that's actually the same. That's depressing. The more, the less I'm connected to Thorn Ascian here, the better. Ascian. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I think it was supposed to be pronounced Ascian, wasn't it? And that's what like surprised me. Anyway, I don't know how their academy works, so I don't have any input to add. Usually when people vent, they just want someone to be sympathetic, right? Yeah, see, that's what... Well, that sucks. Hopefully you'll get one soon. Liana smiles encouragingly.
I'm sure you will.
Amy looks pensive as the conversation dies down. Oh. Well. Kara and Zach soon return with bowls of food, which we quickly eat. As they push our empty bowls away, Kara drops a key into Liana's hand.
Okay, so here's a key to our room. You can go upstairs and lay low for the rest of the night. I'll go check the shops and grab an outfit for you.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see what she picks. She winks at Liana. Kara, no!
Don't worry, it'll still be cute.
Kara? Zach silently hands me a key for our room. What of the storm?
Oh, I'll be okay. Zach will come with me.
Of course. Zach crosses his arms.
I didn't agree to this.
Oh, don't go. Don't act like you don't want to go. Kara feigns hurt.
You mean to say that you would let a young woman venture outside into the storm? In the middle of the night, in a dangerous city all on her own?
Yep. Zach's eyebrow twitches, but he tries to remain steadfast.
Guilt tripping me won't work.
That's not a...
Who knows what sort of ruffians are walking the streets this late? If they were to get the jump on me, then...
Okay, fine. I'll go with you. Jeez.
Dude. He pushes himself to his feet. Kara grins widely.
I knew you'd come around.
You're just making yourself look like an idiot.
I'm only doing this so you can't blame anything on me later.
Or you could have just gone with her. If she'd asked in the first place, you could have just said, sure, why not? And gone. Done. But you're making yourself look a bit like a clown by doing the whole hard to get thing. Or whatever it is the act you're putting on. Kara smiles and drags Zach with her as they head toward the door.
We'll be back soon.
Be safe. Don't kill too many people. We watch them exit in silence.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night.
I mean, what else would you call it? A day? That's not, something else is already called that. I'm afraid you'll have to think of something new.
As will I.
It is getting pretty late, and the thought of a real bed is very tempting after having to camp out for so many nights. I think I'll turn into... Together we head upstairs and split into our separate rooms. I relax in my bed for a while, enjoying the peacefulness of the night as I wait to fall asleep. The Pongo mysteriously emerges from somewhere and hops into my bed. He bounces over and leans against me before finding a comfortable spot on my bed to sleep.